Welcome back to the stream. We are not playing Pokemon today. Let me save the game. Okay, there we go. Opening Danganronpa. And don't worry, I'm still working on completing the Pokedex. It's just a much larger of a task than I thought it would be. Let me turn the music off. Set skills. I want this. I'll get it eventually. Finish prep.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And that person will earn the right to live. Well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time. Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
True!
Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with
Head
that?
empty, do not think.
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know? Anyway,
Comma.
If those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the
Since
sequence
he's
of
the
events?
protagonist, why don't we
Let's
have
start
him
with
do
when we
it?
split into the hospital team and motel team because of the disparity. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko,
Who's also
and me.
infected, and us. Wait, I didn't read that, sorry. The other from the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Shioki, and Hiyoko. Spending the night in the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I
I woke up at
insisted
my
the
cottage on the
cottages.
day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of
Amazing.
course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Danganronpa, we're like, dang, a bad game. True, this game sucks. This game sucks. I love it so much.
Why the motel?
I see you spelled Danganronpa wrong, idiot.
because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our site.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body.
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you.
Thank you. I
understood
fucking
it
hate you,
very easily.
Nagito.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true? Sorry,
Huh?
I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
Sus!
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuchi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who just confuses us and make things worse. Damn it, I should have explained it to Nagito. True! Fuck that dude. Because the movie
Hajime's
Imitation
testimony is
Ticket,
clearly suspicious.
I think.
If Hajime's testimonies are a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that
Fuck.
possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime
That's
lie?
true.
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
This is a test, isn't it? You're setting us up.
Hajime's testimony.
And the fact that Ibuki...
That would also be a...
I don't think I can after all.
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously,
Did Hajime kill both of
the fact that
The bodies were
No, that's wrong. I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime.
You're a little
Never saw the
troll. Nagito
Commit
does a little
murders that
trolling.
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
I'm just doing a little trolling, Hajime.
Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway. Now then, Since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder
It had to be two people.
Same place as
They said Monokuma said it's the same person. So either Ibuki.
Like I said before,
I know
it's
what
pretty
happened,
clear
but
what the
here's where
problem
my
with this
thought
case
process
is.
would be going through. Either Ibuki killed Hiyoko and then killed
The killer
herself.
murdered Hiyoko, so all we gotta do is establish who could have.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been.
But I know who the killer is. I know what happened because I played the game before.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the... If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to...
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that, and that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibi. Chiaki, Mikan, Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you? Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibi.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fujiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it?
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for...
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had...
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broken...
You can use that as a... By doing that, the killer waited till we gathered and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they... I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside. By locking the
Okay.
What's wrong?
Because they could have glued it shut and then closed it from the
There's also
outside.
a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
Is what they want us to think.
From the outside?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
I see! That semi-transparent
But how would they
glob
have placed the
must have
drumstick?
been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in
Glue
my
eater.
mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
Glue
I believe
eater.
It's not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, They must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, that doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnatural.
How did they place it?
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Idiot!
Apologize to me.
Everyone's
Sonia.
stupid but
And
me.
However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
I mean, you're right. That's
If
one of
they
the main
couldn't have done
problems
it while
with this
Hajime was
trial.
away from the venue. They must have done it earlier than that.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was...
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
I'm gonna go get some water. I totally forgot that Persona 4 Arena Ultimax was coming out on PC in March. So when that comes out, I'll stream that too. I'm probably going to stream my playthrough of the story mode as well as just like random matches online, like tournaments and stuff. If I can find matches online, which hopefully I do. But yeah, the day it comes out, I'll probably start streaming the... I'll probably start streaming the online mode, and then the day after that I'll start story mode, and then I'll go back to normal. A scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue? I'll probably take a break from Danganronpa when that game comes out to like so I can alternate. If I haven't beaten Danganronpa, I'll probably take a break from it so I can alternate between Kingdom Hearts, Persona 4, and then Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, and then Kirby.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
It's time for everyone's favorite fucking minigame! It's time for everyone's favorite! Hold on. I am sitting in my chair. I'm getting in a comfortable position in my chair. Ugh. I have an ice pack on my back because my back is very itchy today. Alright. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck! Oh, it fucking begins. Oh, improved Hangman's Gambit, baby. Alright, all things considered, not bad.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
But Hangman's Gambit only gets worse from here.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting and the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
And now it's time for the best minigame. Fuck! I'm bad. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene. Look at his sick fucking tricks. Let's go without slowing down.
It's all coming together.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
How they reach that high, I don't know.
Ibuki's body. Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Oh, they didn't like glue it to the...
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered
They
with
shouldn't it like just in it.
was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper, and because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
The crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
And set the AC and
When
glue
was
the
Hyoko
door.
actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Moth or moss?
I don't eat moss balls. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie. Although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
You stupid bitch.
I will let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Because you're a fucking idiot, right?
Bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
Right?
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, as this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power
Oh my
of the
God.
evil eye. Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems
What
you
a
realize
good
the
sound.
difference in static. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest. You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about... You can see a nice nightmare. You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belong... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words. That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Miko, none of us were aware of that fact. So the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file, just to keep concrete evidence for it.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object. Yep. Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's conviction.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
True.
Let us resume our debate.
Anyway, comma.
There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
I'll be right back.
Again? Didn't something like this happen last time?
What the hell? Stay in the... I'm putting on my socks. It is cold. My feet are cold. Look at this idiot.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged
was
herself.
saying, yeah.
There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide... According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced?
I don't know anything anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was... That means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
What are these accounts?
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
I think it's probably Hiko's account.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
No.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others? Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed at... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed... That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has...
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone at the...
So everyone who stayed at... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed... That's
not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted
by the disease, if...
No, that's wrong.
Hold on. Not... In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep.
Why would you tell them, you fucker?
Too much info.
Hajime, what the fuck? I'm supposed to be
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before...
I get it. You guys have...
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like... The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process. Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the move?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying.
Oh, we've already reached the halfway point. Wow.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Bonamy! Those moss balls sure look tasty today! Stop it! Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls! I need some chance time! What's that? Now then, Bonamy's appeal time starts now! Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give me the chance to reclaim your honor! Good luck! Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepdaughter's boss! That's 99% of the world, dude. While you were waiting, your time's already run out! So please make your appeal simple, about 30,000 words or so! That's too long, that's a word appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities headed your way! Well then, I'm your sorry magical miracle girl who saw me. I'm an itty-bitty girl who tastes like milk. Jeez, and I thought it started in robots, little sister was supposed to be the
What a
best.
disappointment!
What are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. What? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't...
The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
Suddenly got quiet. Did I confuse you?
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened,
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
But the killer didn't know
was
that.
too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed.
That's the one Hiyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, but Hiyoko's body was suspended by common household ducks. Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows. Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying Hiyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions? It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
My hero, no!
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? Is this not Sonya's account?
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
It's just as Sonya said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
True.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room
Yeah.
that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right?
I won't move.
Oh, he's fighting you. Okay.
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Yeah.
This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No, that's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up. Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
I can't back down.
Fuck.
Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer. That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all. Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Crap!
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words. The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Yoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
I know a lot of people who would do that third thing.
Now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Especially you.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me
What
to
is-
incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
Anyway, comma.
The only thing I can think of is, it was
Coincidence?
when she went to the venue by herself. She was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head. And without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder scene.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Do you have any ideas?
Damn, you don't know the most important.
The killer's plan from the beginning.
Any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what
I don't want your help anyway.
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene.
Didn't we already establish that?
But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slipper. So if she faked her death,
Are you
walked
just
around the music
trolling?
venue, there'd be bloody. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh. Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
I'm doing a little trolling.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, then there'd be footprints everywhere where she was walking around?
This is strange. What's strange?
There's footprints. There's still an important clue. If she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the step ladder?
can prove it with this. If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate.
What are you talking about? You're obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought it up after all this time. Like you said, Tomata, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
Didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that.
But that's something only Hajime would know.
The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video,
Hajime,
and whether or
I
not we
leave
can
it in
solve
your
it is up to
hands.
me.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started.
Yeah, I'll definitely...
The name video that I saw, I should be able to spot what's strange. Select a sussy spot!
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty. There was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene.
You have the time to wipe this blood off the floor. Why didn't you wipe it off the stepladder, you idiot?
There's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were 2 step ladders?
But where would you find another step ladder?
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible
This
deduction
is the greatest
skills.
line in the
Is it
game.
okay to say that?
Gaming!
What are you two talking about?
We're talking about gaming. Shaggy said the stepladder was at a different place. No! I honestly don't know. What's different? What is different between the video I saw and the actual crime scene? Build. Filming angle. Isn't that right? Filming location. Wait, it's T-I-O-N, I'm stupid.
Got it! That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed
Hey, Mills,
somewhere
yeah, but
else.
sucks. My health was because of my health was had because of that one mini game.
You know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us the film the video, what did the killer do to the surveillance camera unit? It's logic dive time! Now it's time for the good minigame! Oh, that was a gap. I thought that was like something else. Like, oops. Oh, that's also a gap. Okay. I'm not doing well. No, they did tamper with both. They switched the camera. Oh. I thought they meant like which one did they tamper? Which unit did they tamper with? Or they meant which part of both units they tampered with. I didn't read the options, I just saw both and went for it. We're not doing well this minigame. Oh! Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or at the hospital? Both! Right? Damn it. We're not doing well. Why am I doing so shady? Normally I'm good at this minigame.
It's all coming together. That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music video. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the vineyard, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
That's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the... I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Well, you could have with enough looking,
And
but...
the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is
The only possibility is that place inside that building. No! We're fucked! We're actually fucked! Shit. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Hold on. I'm the best gamer. Fucking clutched it.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something.
You could have went and did some work. I gotta make it clear what that work was.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Yeah.
Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe you, Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
What?
There's no way the conference and the music venue look.
Which place resembled the... Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the
It's X to shoot. I'm pressing ZR because I'm used to Pokemon.
They might have tampered.
I still can't believe Hajime, you're pretty
Stupid.
There's no way the music venue.
Which place resembled... Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference
Shit.
Make some kind of.
They might have tampered.
I still can't believe Hajime, you're pretty
Stupid.
There's no way the music venue.
Which place resembled... Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Damn it! There's no way the conference room and the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like... Or did the music venue...
Or did they make some
kind of sense.
No? Shit. That's the first game over of the game. It's no use, I can't go any longer. Everyone, Dusty?
This is my... We will never give up!
And look at that, all back to normal. It has to be this.
There's no way the conference room.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like the... Or did the...
Or did they make some kind of set?
Enlightened. I still can't Hajime, you're pretty
Stupid.
There's no way. And the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like, or did the music?
There we go.
Must be it. What the killer did was
I thought the curtain was brought to the conference room, and then there was already a curtain
make
on the music venue.
the crime scene. Look, they did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
It somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right.
Maybe Akane's right. Hajime, you are pretty. I am pretty
That's
stupid.
right. It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Got him!
Was hard
Owned!
it would look like a conference room? In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is... the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor match.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else.
The lighting, right?
I can prove it with this. You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, the music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepy?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means, are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe with that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is the video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, but it appears the killer already covered that up, so
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No. Right after Hajime saw that video,
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
the actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
if they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. No matter how quickly I ran, at that moment, In the killer trap.
But
And the one
why
who set
did
the
the
trap
killer
for
go
me
to the trouble
was...
of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video, there's only one possibility then naturally the killer's identity will reveal it.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right, I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. It's... Oh, A.
You're the only one! Mika, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone?
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikon have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You're exhausted from nursing without any sleep.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Kane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean...
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm so glad you're dying next.
Do you still believe this?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Yes.
Hajime!
Bully a girl, not cool, Hajime. Check this out, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I had so much shut about someone, I spent some time
Can you
with
hold
it.
on a minute? Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can open it. I thought it was suspicious all along. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no...
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that... Are you serious? I've been so focused on everybody else this trip.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game!
Please don't say such controversial statements. Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small...
Nagito actually said it. Wait, Monokuma actually said it. Like, because of the virtual world program.
Huge deal!
Decisive clue.
Let's take a look. Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling, this rope was supplied by the supermarket.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
We should
They
lock
got
it or
at the
something.
supermarket. That means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being...
It means, well, the killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Poor Ibuki.
Don, I've been listening to you for a while, and it's... What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue, then I might as well search
Not
the other
everyone
place.
cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth.
I was doing a little
obviously
trolling,
do too.
Hajime.
Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope?
And then I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it?
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Because of the video
Did
we
fall
saw.
for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it!
Okay.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt of the cause of Ibuki's death is being hanged by this rope, right? Yeah, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
Oh.
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm back. I replaced the ice packs in my thing. Ugh.
You, Recon, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify it. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You were right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But
Yeah,
even
which
a
is
drunk
exactly
medical
why.
student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna die.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was nursed.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikon is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is bet. But is that really okay?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
But I really... There's no...
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think...
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe.
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you...
Huh? Is that all you can say? So in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Hey, Mikon.
It's not fair.
It's
not fair.
I hate her.
Not fair. 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 Not fair.
If she was this impulsive and like angry and yelly, why was she like this the whole as in her despair self with all her memories? Why is she like this right now?
What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas.
If we don't have any clues, I'm the same as Hajime. But still, that's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair. Hey, Mika,
Chiaki.
can I ask, if you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched? Like I said, it obviously wasn't me. Can you prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video?
Like, if she's this impulsive and yelling as her real self, why did she switch on a dime, like, in the middle of the trial?
That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer. That's totally crazy! Why does everybody
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started, but the only one who can find. So,
Was this Shaki's goal all along? Said everyone's fate depends on me. The only person who saw that video.
I'm the killer! Please! I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on it? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your... You could tell her body type just from that
Camera angle?
just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
It didn't shoot.
So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on her head? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your... You could tell her body just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim
Fuck.
candlelight? There's no way you'd be so please! Hajime, you're the
Only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your... You could tell her body type just from that video? Just from the...
Camera angle?
Just from that dim candlelight?
That was a mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your... You could tell her body just from that dim... There's no way you'd be so please!
Hajime, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your... You could tell her body just from that dim... There's no way you'd be so please!
Hajime, pay close attention. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Is the handbag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your... You could tell her body just from that...
That camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Mikon, you have committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikon knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
You serious? Is it true, Mikon? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? I was wrong.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the...
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the...
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at...
Oh, you fool.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember that you saw... Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no... So don't you think it... Using one tote bag in both... It's blatantly obvious that that's why that video isn't fabricated. And I'm not the killer.
So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until...
Lark Tennessee, it's time for the third Panda Talk action. This is probably going to be my last job during the class trial. Please see me review while I take your ears. Starting from this PDA, the reload and ammo features. You will not be able to make do with just the A button. From this point, you need one bullet to destroy one remark. From when you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remarks. You can press the Y button to reload. Also, the ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. I guess this was a pretty useless explanation. Thus resolves the explanations of the class trials. What you and I birds both yearn for, true despair. This is why I think the narrator is Junko. Because... of things like that.
Crime is impossible for anyone.
Check. Has she lost?
Will you forgive?
At this rate, we're not going to get anywhere. I gotta do something to end all this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it.
You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me. Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me! Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end! Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to meet customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in 2 separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me?
It seems your desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mika, it's already over. After I go over your crimes from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Believe in her for what? She's the killer. What?
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen, a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music video. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music video, so I immediately headed over there. That was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that.
So the problem with this trial is the short amount of time that Mikon would have to do all this bullshit. Considering how long it takes to run between the places,
rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys.
While Hajime was at the hospital, Mikon would have to go in, reveal Hyoko's body, destroy the thing, destroy the camera and the thing, rip off the
as if they were switching places with me.
Change the thermostat, change the AC,
began working on their last trick.
Glue the door shut and place a thing on the door.
First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body.
They'd have to do all of this
when I first
in like
and saw the
10 minutes. And I don't think that's possible for anyone, least of all someone as clumsy as Mikon. Even under the despair disease, she should have retained her clumsiness, right?
Or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, They made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body. At the time, they pretended to be surprised. Inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikon? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing. Like the sky is falling down upon this feeling of despair.
Please shut up.
Mikon, what has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment.
Those 39 and 41 are gonna fuck me over. B.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the... Let's go!
Now then, though it's maybe obvious at this point, you got it right once again. That's like 2 in a row. That's right, the true identity of the horrifying blackened two girls was Mikon Simiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikon, the one who nurses back to house, was the one who killed them? Don't joke around to us, Mikon. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were listening to them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh, say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
Hey. This is nothing like Pekka. She's actually gone mental.
That's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikon Simiki we knew. Based on my predictions, she must have caught it too. She probably caught the despair disease, which was the motive for this case. I know because I was looking at Mikon so long. She was the one taking care of me. My consciousness kept drifting. But even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained.
What?
What was my despair symptoms? Because we must have caught it when she was like that, right? A high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
Perhaps.
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring our despair for that hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair. That's the reason why she can still laugh in a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikon standing before us is not anymore the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person.
Right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing for someone for the sake of despair and not for there's no way I can forgive that. For the sake of despair? Oh, that's completely wrong.
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know. Oh my
My
god.
beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted it. They gave me value. They loved me. I
Shut
loved
up.
them with all my heart. And they returned it. This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable, but you know, to transcend all that is really what love is all about. I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is that because you don't have anyone to love? Is that because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you. Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. Ah, this feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me, regard, or kick me, it's like nothing matters. I can just die, that's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love, only love. Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about? It seems I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair, you're half right. It was right to say that it's all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. That's what my symptom was. Which means you have the remembering disease? Gee, how extremely lucky that you got that symptom. From this stupid ass motive. But if this means you remember something and ended up like this, are you saying you were like this from the start, but were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get sorry, well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know, because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning on this. The person I am today is because of many human relationships. So it's everyone's fault that I ended up like this, you see. Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was not also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. My beloved still forgives me and accepts me. That's the key difference between all of you and my beloved. Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? Are you saying this is Mikon? This is the real Mikon? Mikon, you really remembered you ended up like this just because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. Oh, you still doubt me? Then if I remember, I'll tell you something nice. It's about that World Ender organization you all were worrying about. You serious? Not now, I just remembered. I knew about it all along. About how that terrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as Future Foundation. That's right, I saw that symbol on the ancient ruins door. What is this Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, the organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. They're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. As a plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monami? I knew it. Monokuma, Monami. They're both members of the crazy organization. Monami and I are members. Monokuma! My existence is entirely my own.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikon, if you really do remember, then you already know. You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Have you heard of that game, Mikon? Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation is hiding among you all is. Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think? Oh hell no. You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be impatient. Probably when that countdown ends.
Oh?
I didn't know anything. I have a feeling that's what it is, but who really cares about that? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart. I don't care about anything. I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe you like this all along, because if that's true, who's the person we've been spending time with? The past. The person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You considered that thing a friend. I didn't. That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. Well, that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of friends, whatever memories of us. Losing memories are like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person. Losing a memory makes us shadows of the past, don't you think? I don't know what it is you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. The story of our stolen school lives. So it's true all along. If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering as much. Why don't you take your own time and remember at your own pace? Oh, Monokuma, is it alright for the summer now? Punishment time? Mika, this is too pointless. This is too much.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see that. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing.
Please shut up.
Let's give it.
And now for the worst punishment in the game. Besides Monami's execution. I have a video about that, breaking all the executions if you want to go see them. Anyway, here's fan service. She literally fucking orgasms on this rocket because of course they do that with the fan service character. That's who it fucking is. Like, you get a fucking booby shot, you fucking like it, you fucking curves. Oh, you like you want fucking upskirts? For the fucking fan service character? It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miura and Ryoko Sayanji was Mika Tsumuki, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mika from earlier? Was that her true form, or was that itself a symptom of the despair disease? It doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mika was never worthy of being a symbol of hope. Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she is definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope, so let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope. In the end, our friend showed us a different side of herself, then she vanished from our sight.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was a traitor too. Too bad! That's not the case! Mika was not the traitor! The traitor is still alive! As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm. I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
Fiend.
You said you're different from Monami. Who cares about who I am? More importantly, I'm tired. The drama just keeps going and going. I didn't even have time to beat my black bean right eye during the break. Your right eye is made out of black beans? Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say? You know, isn't it sad? Oh, that life is full of ups and downs. It's fun because down comes after ups, but if life is full of downs, would it get boring? So to help you guys feel better, I prepared a special event. Head over to the Fern Islands Beach. An old friend will be waiting there.
Hey!
Could it be Nekomaru? Nekomaru was safe after all. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru. Light of hope. I'm happy Nekomaru returned to us, but 3 of our friends just died. However, even though I'm happy, if Nekomaru is safe, I'm truly happy. And you should greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who've been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of Who Gives a Shit. That line doesn't suit you at all. Silence. I shall crush you into darkness. Can you hear us? If you're unhappy, I apologize. Please forgive me. I want a warmly welcome Nekomaru.
Right?
Let's go greet Nekomaru. What the heck? Do I still have the aftermath of the disease? I don't get this at all. Man, they just ran off without listening what I had to say. Jeez, they're so impatient. Did they learn to stick around until all this is finished talking? What does that mean? You're plotting something, yet, are you? I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body. It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking, so if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility.
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him after all. If I didn't do that, there was no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. Hurry, there's a beach on the first island. Where in the world is Ekamaru?
Listen,
We've come to pick you up. Please hurry and come out of hiding. We looked around the area, and so we kept looking for him. But what the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found. Did we get false info from Monokuma?
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
could it be?
That voice, when I observed her, and then we saw something truly unbelievable.
Yo, I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a... That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much.
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you... No.
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing. The name's Nekomaru Nidai. I've been reborn.
Yeah. Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Alright, and with that, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna do some homework for a little while, and then I'm probably going to stream some Pokemon later today. Like this afternoon. Probably like at 1-ish. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see y'all then. Bye-bye. Wait, hold on. Is anyone streaming right now? No, alright. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.